Another crisp fall morning. What? What is going on out here? Can you believe this? Yesterday we're jumping in leaf piles. Today there's actual snow. Snow, guys. There's snow. You know what that means. It's all over. All the fun is over.
No, it's just beginning.
Nope, the fun is over.
It's just beginning.
The fun is all over.
No, it's not.
Now we hibernate. Are you ready to go into hibernation?
We're not bears.
Yes, we are. We're kind of like bears. We had to go into hibernation. Good thing we got all that honey stored up from Uncle Zach. What? We gotta go into hibernation.
We do not.
Hey, look at this. There's snow. It's cold.
Welcome to the Citystead.
Hey guys, guess what we're doing today? Since there's a couple inches of snow outside, it only makes sense that today we're gonna dehydrate this watermelon.
Yeah.
Somebody had asked us, because we mentioned about dehydrating watermelons, how we do it. So we thought we'd give you guys a little video on how we go about dehydrating one of these watermelons. And I kind of thought it was a crazy thing when I first heard about it. I'm like, dehydrating a watermelon, it's literally just water. But
it tastes like candy.
It does. It does taste like candy after you do it. But apparently if you put it in your dehydrator and leave it in there for 1 to 4 days, you actually get some really awesome dehydrated watermelon, and it's definitely a good treat. Let's get to work.
Yeah.
So first things first, we gotta turn on the dehydrator. What'd you say? Don't eat the seeds. You'll have a watermelon grow in your tummy.
Yeah.
So the first thing you want to do is take your watermelon and you want to get some slices about 1/4 inches thick. You don't want to go too thick because it's going to take a lot longer to dehydrate. So the thinner you can get your slices, the better. And then when I cut them, I try to cut them into longer strips. And also about 1/4 inch thick side to side. These ones we got from my mom. She grew a ton of watermelons this year.
Yeah.
And we also mentioned about watermelon jam a couple videos back. And E is a huge fan of watermelon jam. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to put the recipe down in the description on how to make that watermelon jam. And you guys can have that. Some people were asking about that also. And they're good ideals if you're looking for a way to keep your watermelons, because really they don't store very well, so you got to use them up fairly quickly when you start getting them. But the jam and dehydrating is definitely good ways to store your watermelons that you got. Some good watermelon. I think we'll dehydrate half of this and eat half of it. E might eat half of it right now before we even get that far.
I already ate the nice green slice. All natural natural things should go into your compost. They're very good for your garden.
Something else I've seen before is in the Ball, or at least on the Ball website, they have a recipe for watermelon rind pickles. It sounds like something I'd be interested in trying. This watermelon doesn't really have a lot of rind as it's perfectly ripe, all the way red out to the edge. Look at that. So we don't really have any rind on this one to try that with, but one of these days we are definitely going to try some watermelon rind pickles. So as we were doing this, I was saving all these watermelon seeds for Grandma for next year. We don't have enough space to do a watermelon patch, being that we're in the city. So we're definitely going to give these back to Grandma so she can grow more watermelon for us next year. Alright, so we cut up that watermelon and we got, how many trays did we get?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 trays out of that watermelon. That's pretty good. So now we're going to go ahead and set, hold on. Alright, so we got 6 trays out of that watermelon. That's pretty good for dehydrating. That's going to get a lot of the watermelon treats. Now we're going to go ahead and close up our dehydrator. And I like to set it to the highest setting. I don't know how your guys' works, but mine has temps that are already pre-selected, and our highest that it goes is 158. And then you just set the timer for as long as yours will let you. We can go 19 and a half hours, and then we'll just turn it back on for probably another 19 and a half hours. Now that all the hard work is done, all there is left to do is wait. And wait. And wait some more. And keep waiting. Alright guys, thanks for joining us. If you're looking for a way to store your watermelons to make them last all winter long and to enjoy that summer watermelon taste, dehydrating is definitely a way to go. And like I said, we'll put the directions for that jam too, because a lot of people are interested in that watermelon jam down in the description.
It's good in peanut butter gel.
Alright, thanks for hanging out with us. And as always,
subscribe and give us a thumbs up.
Alright guys, we're out of here.
Bye.
Alright, so it's a day and a half later, and I think our watermelon is finally ready. Let's pull it out and see. That looks pretty good. That's what you should get. Really thin little slices of watermelon. Good? You think is it good?
Yeah. It tastes like candy, but it's kind of like a chip.
It is a little bit crunchier than the last ones we did.
But it tastes like... It's candy chips.
Oh, there you go. Watermelon candy chips. So if these ones that we made, we actually probably left them in there a little too long because they got a little crunchier than what you normally want. They're slightly better when they're a little soft and chewy. They're still good, but if you're going to be dehydrating your watermelon, you're going to have to check it, especially toward the end. What happened was it got toward the timer at the end and we went to bed, and by the time we woke up, you know, it had already probably been on a few extra hours than what it needed to be. So while still not bad, It's just not as good as the first batch we made. But we have another watermelon, so we'll do another round.
I like pickles. But I think Grandma likes them more than me.
Your grandma definitely loves pickles. Remember when she got that pickle pizza? Yeah, exactly. That's the face I made too. Pickle pizza.
In my Trolls Look and Find book, there's a picture that you have to find all the pizzas that the Bergens eat.
Oh, yeah?
And one of the little pizzas on there is pickle pizza.
No way.
Yeah.
You're fibbing.
And there's lollipop pizza and candy pizza.
Lollipop?
Yeah, there's pizza with lollipops on it. Aren't you glad you're not a Bergen?
I am glad I'm not a Bergen. Because I don't want to eat trolls either.
Well, they gave up that tradition, Dad. They don't have that tradition anymore.
Oh, they did, huh?
They did, but now they don't.
That's right, I forgot because they did the dance thing. No, put them on the tray. Don't eat them. You're going to assist. You got to put them on the tray. We're going to load them into the dehydrator.